Hello, everyone. Happy Sunday. This is Simon with our trade, and welcome to our weekly webinar, mapping out your week ahead. And especially for new people, just want to explain in a second what it means in a simple way. We're trying to make a plan for the week, create a structure, and be prepared for things that are happening in the upcoming trading week. A few things about myself. My name is Simon Friedman, Senior Account Manager with AvaTrade. I've been involved with trading for the past 24 plus years. And I started as a prop trader in New York City, did it for about 11 years. And after that, I moved into a different, less stressful environment of trading and started to mentor and educate others. And I'm very happy to have this great opportunity to be assisting our customers at AvaTrade. The agenda of the webinar, we usually talk about indices, stocks, commodities, and Forex. We try to go through fundamentals, some events, economic calendar, and then we'll take a look at the charts, trying to see from the technical perspective what's happening on the markets. Risk warning, you can find the full document at avatrade.com. Of course, what we do here is purely educational. We do not suggest any trades. Social media, please feel free to subscribe to our channels. You have Telegram, you have X, you have YouTube channel, which I always say it's my favorite. You have a lot of videos there, including the educational and tutorials, and also the webinars. Some of you will be watching this on YouTube, this webinar that's being recorded and posted. So don't forget to click the likes. If you do like it, of course, you don't need to fake it. Share it with people that might benefit, and subscribe and click on the bell so you'll be notified when new things are coming in, and it's happening on a daily basis. Now, before we go into slides that I prepare in details, it's been quite a week, right? As you know, quite a month also. On the 20th of January, Trump came to power. And he kicked off with signing executive orders and other things. So all this time, it was a lot talks about the tariffs and everything else, that he said he will impose the tariffs. Then there were rumors that it's on hold. But on Friday, we had going into the second part of the session in the U.S., it was a sell-off. As White House said, those rumors are not true, and they went ahead with the tariffs. So there are a few nice articles here. You can find them on marketwatch.com or Barron's. The title here, Trump's tariffs to start today, and that was the 31st. That's how he finished the month of January. So basically what it is, it's 25% tariffs for Canada and Mexico for the goods that are shipping to US and 10% to China. That's an article. And also NVIDIA immediately fell. As you know, this last week, over the weekend, we had developments about the DeepSeek. That's the Chinese AI. And there was a lot of panic on the market over the weekend. NVIDIA fell heavily beginning of the week, then it tried to recover. And then comes Friday with the tariffs, which also directly, I guess, affecting the price of NVIDIA. And the stock went down again, as you could see here. These are the numbers from Friday. So Meta went up, Tesla went up, Microsoft almost flat, Apple a little bit down, and NVIDIA down 3.67%. So NVIDIA was a lot in actions. We'll take a look at the charts when we get there. So I guess this week it's all going to be about digesting the effects of that announcement with the tariffs being going up. Now we're back in the game of watching the Feds. This is CME tool as far as the probability of the interest rate changes. Next decision is at 19th of March. And as you could see here, the percentage very low. It's only 17% probability of a cut. and we'll be following that week by week, see what's happening as we get closer to that 19th of March date. Economic calendar. Before we go into, I just want to explain to especially new people that not familiar with this. This is public information. You can access it on our web trader or the app. Also, you can just Google, and there's a lot of providers of this information. It comes from the same source. You can know it, of course, ahead of time. What I do here, I pull out only high impact events. As you could see, impact, it's all in red here. You can filter and choose whatever is relevant for your trading. And these are the, as I said, the high impact events for the upcoming week. Let's just go through it really quick. So we have also important to know, some traders not sure, should they follow it? Should they know about it? Should they use it? I mean, as far as using it, it's up to you. But I think every trader, active trader, should know these things ahead of time, so you wouldn't be caught in the position or be caught by surprise of huge moves in the market when significant events are happening. So I think we should all know about it. What we do with it, it's all individual. Some people like to trade and use the volatility on the announcements. Others try to stay away and wait till things settle and then make their trading decisions based on that. Okay, so Monday, retail sales Australia, manufacturing PMI from China, CPI numbers from European Union, manufacturing PMI from the US. Brings us next to Tuesday, Australian employment data. Wednesday, service PMI from China, ADP employment change. This is the number that comes before the NFPs on Friday, gives us a little bit of the indication how is the job market looking in the US. Service PMI from US on Wednesday. Thursday, we have trade balances from Australia, retail sales from European Union, and here comes the interest rate decision from Bank of England. The consensus or the expectation is a 0.25% cut. Of course, there's going to be a explanation to it, report, and the speech of the governor of Bank of England 30 minutes after the announcement. That's Thursday, busy day for pound and FTSE. Friday, we have employment data from Canada, and this is the highlight of the week. As you know, the NFP non-farm payroll is one of the most important numbers where the market's really reacting to it, and the Feds are really watching it in their decision on the next interest rate. So that's on Friday, and of course, usually it's the first Friday of the month the NFPs are coming, and it looks like this first Friday falls on this Friday, which is the 7th of February. Of course, welcome to February. It's a short month, as we know, but definitely it's going to be eventful with, I guess it's the second month, not the full, but the second month of President Trump being president of the United States. So we're going to hear a lot of new things coming up. And as we said a few times here, that I think it's good for us. Volatility is good for traders. We don't want to see market just sitting. We want to see the market to move. And that's what brings us to trading. That's what excites us in trading. Okay, so these are the things for the upcoming week. All right, we're done with the economic calendar. Now, 10-year yields, as I took as a practice to show it at each meeting. This week, we've been going down on the yields, and Friday we bounce up again. It looks like we're holding this 4.5, and that was the resistance before we broke to the upside. So now it looks like the support at this level is really holding. So Friday, it gives the boost to US dollar here, right? We'll take a look at the charts. So we kind of sitting on this support, and that holds the dollar strong, and we'll take a look at the charts when we get there. Now, the winners and the losers for the week. Let's start with commodities. We have Coffee up 8.7%. Palladium, platinum had a nice move to the upside, 7.39%. Palladium as well, almost 6% up. Silver had a strong week, 3.37, and wheat 3.08%. So these are the winners in commodities for the past week. And here come the losers. Natural gas almost 11% down. Cocoa 5.19 down. Cotton 2.5% down. Crude oil and copper both are down over 1%. So we'll take a look when we get to the charts. At the moment, these are the numbers for the winners and the losers in the commodity world. In the forex world, currencies, USD CAD moving higher, up 1.28%. USD Swiss 0.66% higher, and on the losing side we have Aussie down 1.6%, New Zealand dollar 1.32% down, and euro dollar is 1.23% down. So these are the winners and the losers for the week. Now, also, as you know, we are in the earnings season, so companies are continuing reporting for the fourth quarter of last year. So these are the some of the major companies that are reporting this week. Monday, Palantir and Tyson Foods. Tuesday, Advanced Micro, Alphabet, Chipotle, PayPal, Pepsi, Pfizer, and Spotify. Wednesday, ARM Holding, Ford Motor, Novo Nordisk, Qualcomm, Uber, and Disney. And Thursday, Amazon, ConocoPhillips, Eli Lilly, Expedia, Honeywell, Lind, and Philip Morris. So if you trade any of those stocks, you can take a look. When we get to the charts, I'm going to look at a few of them, not all, and we'll try to see what's been happening in those companies. Okay, so now we're going to move to charts, and as usual, we start with indices, and we start with China. As you could see here, China has been sitting here, not really having any power to go anywhere. We had a nice try here to break out of this accumulation, but came right back and closed lower on Friday. The Japanese Nikkei had a nice run before this week started. We started the week with a sell-off, and it looks like a little bit as a bear flag here. Friday we went down as well. Now, U.S. indices, all of them in the long run, they're still in an uptrend, as you could see clearly. This is the monthly chart. It looks very strong. Weekly chart, we have nicely corrections that are being bought out, and on the daily chart, we did make few lower lows, but then after that, we came straight to the upside. So I guess we'll see this week how this fear of this imposed tariffs will be reflecting the markets. So just to show you what happened on Friday, we did pretty well. We actually were on the way up, and then when the White House announced that they are going ahead with those tariffs, the market reacted immediately here. Nasdaq, the same thing, as you could see. Dow Jones had the strongest fall. Previously was actually holding nicely, but as you could see here, Friday was a big fall for Dow Jones. Germany, as we spoke, I think last week, Germany was kept on doing or making all-time highs, and then Friday was sold, and I think we closed below the previous day. So this could be a correction similar to this the previous one, or it could be also a reversal on a German index. We'll take a look what's happening the upcoming week. Also, UK FTSE, after this accumulation here, we had a nice move up for a few weeks. And as you could see on the daily chart, it was a strong move to the upside. We also had the cross back up of 50 above the 200, which some traders are following, called a golden cross. It could be a signal for buying. We are trading in all-time high territories here. Let's see how this week decision on interest rate will be impacting the index. Okay, so that's as far as the indices. We just went through them really quick. I think this week is going to be purely fundamental and see how that impact will be affecting the markets with the tariffs, and of course NFP numbers, interest rate decision from UK and so on is going to be affecting the markets as well. Let's move to individual stocks. And let's start with NVIDIA. I'm going to bring the MT5 for that. Here comes NVIDIA. So you could see here, the initial move over the weekend was tremendous. I think the company market cap lost more than 500 billion, if I'm not mistaken. Then we had the nice move to the upside, then back and forth. And then when Friday comes and that announcement from the White House, we moved lower on NVIDIA. Of course, we'll be watching that on the daily chart. As you could see here, we are below 200 moving average. Some traders might consider that getting into the bear zone or bearish zone. We'll find out if that's the case. So that's on NVIDIA. Now, if you take the strongest stock or strongest shares for the week, I just checked and I saw that Google looks the strongest, as you could see here. We look super strong when the market reacted to the tariffs, and over the weekend, Google also reacted over the weekend to that DeepSeek or the Chinese AI impact. But then, as you could see here, we just moved higher with the huge gaps, and we are actually having Alphabet, which is the parent company of Google, reporting on Tuesday. So I guess we might be seeing some surprise. You know, when the market reacted to the downside on Friday, Google was not affected, you could say, at all. There was a 1 hour of moving down here, but still we are in the all-time high territories on Google. Now, also what caught my attention is banks. After a nice move that was triggered first by the elections, and then the earnings were great and everything else, the banks were really flying. And as you could see here, Friday, we did close below the previous day on Goldman, which could be a signal for at least a correction or not. We'll find out. JP Morgan as well. Friday was a down day for all the banks, all the sectors. So we'll continue watching banks and see what's happening there. Another thing that we haven't spoken for a couple of weeks, Teva Pharmaceutical. If you're regular to these webinars, you know that we start talking about Teva a while ago. And as you could see here, the stock moved nicely. We had a huge move here to the 2270, and this past week was really bad for Teva. They came up with earnings that were lower than expected, but still, I looked at the target price. So Barclays lowered the price target to $26 after the earnings, and I guess we're far from that. We're at 17 and a half, and UBS lowered the price target to $27. So let's see how Teva Pharmaceutical actually acts from here on. We hit the 200 moving average here on Thursday. Friday was a little bit of a green day here. So let's see if the buyers will consider this a good price entry and take it up, or we might look for a lower support here. So that's on Teva. Now, let's take a quick look at the companies that reported last week, right? Let's take a quick look here. Boeing, nothing major. GM, it was a gap down and we're holding there. Meta, It was up and down, nice spikes, but holding kind of higher. Microsoft didn't do that great, even though the earnings came pretty good. The investors sold the shares. It was a big drop pretty much on Microsoft here, and we're holding this current level around 415. Tesla gapped up and then sold, and we're trading above 400. Intel didn't do that great. We closed that gap, the previous gap on the rumors that Intel is for sale, and it could be that we might test the previous double support here around 1876. Apple gapped up on earnings, and then it covered the gap. Also, the new developments on Apple just came up recently. They collaborating with Starlink and AT&T for the US customers that are using the AT&T network, or T-Mobile, I think. I apologize if I give misinformation. I think it's T-Mobile. So the Starlink communication will be available for texting for the iPhone holders from iPhone 14 and higher, and the operational system 18.3. So as of now, it's only beta version, and it's available only if you are in the US and if you're customer of T-Mobile, I believe. Okay, so that's on Apple. Now, let's take a quick look on a few of the companies that are reporting this week. As we said, Google is one of them. They are reporting on Tuesday. Pfizer reporting on Tuesday as well. The pharmaceutical company. It's been a tight range here within $1 in the past few weeks. Uber is reporting as well. Remember this October 10, when Tesla was presenting the robotaxi, Uber shot up, and then it was sliding all the way to around 60. Then we bounced. So the earnings on Uber are coming out on Wednesday. Disney reporting on Wednesday as well. Let's take a quick look at Disney. We did have a gap here, and this current level looks like a resistance around 112 to 114. So Wednesday they are reporting. Amazon is reporting on Thursday. Amazon looks good at almost at the all-time highs. And those are the major stocks that are reporting. If you remember, we had this slide with more companies reporting this upcoming week. Okay, let's move to commodities, and we'll go through all the winners and losers. Let's bring that slide again. So we'll take a look at these guys here on commodities. So we'll start with coffee. Coffee has been on the run. If you remember, I mentioned to you, it looks like a similar situation to what was happening to cocoa, just vertical. I guess shortage of coffee is showing. It could be the weather, it could be other things. It's fundamentally driven move to the upside, super strong. Coffee up for the week 8.73%, and we are pretty much in the skies, right? It was a big accumulation here in the tight range, and then we shoot up above the previous resistance, and so far we've been going up for 1, 2, 3, 4 consecutive weeks, which with the candles size increasing. So this is a huge, powerful move to the upside. Friday, we had this candle. Some might consider it as a hammer. It could be a sign for reversal. Again, I always say, if you want to see something on the chart, you make it up. So it's not necessarily it's going to work, but some traders look at this as possible reversal. We'll find out. So that's coffee. Platinum, huge move to the upside in the past 3 days, as you could see here. Super strong move. If we move higher, we might test the previous resistance from which we had a huge sell-off here. So that's on platinum. Palladium as well. And I'm not sure if I mentioned it, but my thought, I think I mentioned it to my team. The moment I heard Trump canceling that mandatory electric vehicle plan, I thought about palladium right away, because if you take palladium, all this sell-off happened when the electric vehicle kicked in, and everybody thought we don't need any more, mufflers and exhaust system, which is using palladium a lot. So as you could see here in the weekly chart, we are reacting to Trump's decision, I guess, on that. And, he's pushing the local automakers and auto companies, and production might go higher. It's just my, logical thinking, but it shows in the chart here, as you could see, we are moving higher on the increased volume here. So this could be a beginning of a big move. We might see correction, of course. We might just go straight up to this 1257, as we had double top here. First time we reached here, December 2023. Then we retested and rejected that level October of last year, and we could be moving there after making a higher low. We didn't have a touchdown here again at this 859 level. So we'll be watching palladium. As you can see on the daily chart, it looks very aggressively moving higher. Silver also had a nice week, up 3.37% for the week, after a double bottom here on the daily chart. We're slowly moving higher here. If you continue, so this next level around 32 might be the resistance, and we'll continue watching that. From the grains, wheat shows some strength here, had a strong week, third consecutive green week. We'll continue watching wheat. We are above 50, but struggling with the 100-day moving average here. Now to the losing side of the equation. Natural gas down almost 11% for the week. As you could see here, it's the third consecutive week, and we're coming back to the $3 point. Let's see if we're holding here. If we are, we could see a nice reversal here. Also, some traders like this, the 3 consecutive candles, they might consider it as a sign for a reversal. We'll find out. On the support level, we are really holding it. It was a resistance, became support, and we are just bouncing off at 301 on Friday. Natural gas, cocoa. As we said, cocoa is still is a champion. That's what I said. That coffee reminds me of this move. Maybe not as extended like cocoa. It's been super strong. That shortage in the West Africa. Now we're trading in the range between 10,300 and 11,700. On the daily charts, you could see clearly we're facing the resistance around 11,700. And since then, we had a big sell-off on Thursday and Friday. After hitting the 50-day moving average, we bounced right back. So it looks like this range is holding for now. There's going on an accumulation here. Which way we're gonna go, we'll find out soon. Cotton as well, losing ground here, as you could see here, straight 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 the whole week, every day, almost identical candles stepping down. We're approaching possible support around these levels. We'll take a look what's next in cotton. Crude oil had a down week, a third in a row. On the daily chart, we are playing with the 200 moving average here. We did close above, so crude oil is not giving up. It is holding very strongly and desperately to that 200 moving average here. Just to remind us, fundamentally, things are quieter in the Middle East with the ceasefire on both sides of Israel, on Lebanon and in Gaza as well. The deal is going on with the exchange of hostages for prisoners. And as of now, that temporary ceasefire is still in play. So it is peaceful. On the other side, on the supply side of oil, Trump's idea of drill baby drill is in play. So I think that was the main reason why oil sold from retesting the 80 here. And let's find out how this week plays for oil. Moving to Forex, let's take a look at dollar index. If you remember, I'll show you the 10-year yields going higher on Friday. Dollar's been holding strongly. We are above 108. That's the level that we broke in the past 2 weeks. We're back above that, and that's the key level. We are above the 108 currently. Let's see how this week plays. And also, let's take a quick look with the loser and the winners. On the winning side, USD CAD was strong, up 1.28%. As you could see here, after this accumulation here, we actually broke again above the 144.65. That was the initial stop here of this large candle. We did close, and then we continued higher on Friday, closing at 145.20. Dollar is strong against CAD. If you remember mentioning, I mentioned it, if we continue high, we might be retesting one of these resistances. This one comes from 2016 January. That is 9 years ago. And the high here was 146.88. And this one, 146.44, lower by 22 pips. And this happened March of 2020 with the pandemic, I believe, at this peak. And it could be that we try to retest that, or maybe they're just trying to suck the buyers in and bring it lower. I guess we'll find out soon. We're not in the guessing and prediction business, we're in the trading business, so we'll just follow and see what's happening. As you could see, dollar is clearly very strong against the Canadian dollar. USD Swiss also had a strong week after being down at some point, up 0.66%, and on the daily chart, 3 consecutive days to the upside. On the losing side, Aussie and New Zealand dollar, the weakest. Let's take a quick look at them. Aussie, after a nice attempt to break above the 50-day moving average, we're back to square one, back to the major support, which we touch on Thursday, and we close a little bit shy of that on Friday. So that's on Aussie, down 1.6%. New Zealand dollar as well, it's been giving away that gain from the previous week. And euro dollar as well, which is broke below the 50-day moving average, trading at 103.56 closing price. So that's on currencies. Now let's take a quick look at yen. As you know, we're focusing on yen a lot with the latest decision of Bank of Japan raising the rates. Dollar lost to yen. Friday was a recovery here. And if you take a look at yen against other currencies, they've been selling against the yen, a little correction on Friday. Across the board, yen is gaining nice strength against other currencies. Friday was a little correction, so we'll find out if that strength of yen will continue or this is the pause for now. And let's take a quick look at cryptos. Bitcoin is third consecutive session to the downside. We actually trading below 100,000 as we speak, 99,500 on Bitcoin. Let's see if this will create a fear of holders and make them sell, or will it attract the buyers at these prices? It could be a bargain for them. So far, we are holding above the 50-day moving average, and it looks like the fight goes, or the big battle goes around 100,000 here. And Ripple broke below 3. We are trading currently 286, which is the level of the previous resistance, which could be the current support. We'll find out. That's it pretty much. Let's wrap it up really quick. These are the winners and the losers. We spoke about them. Let's see if they continue. A lot of time, the big losers and the winners are reversing the upcoming week, or at least partially, or they might continue. These are the earning reports, some of the earning reports of the major companies for the upcoming week. Yields, we're holding 4.5 here. Let's see if that continues. Economic calendar, the highlight is the NFPs on Friday. So the whole focus is going to be on NFPs, of course. NVIDIA is in focus. Will we break through that initial low on reaction of DeepSeek over the last weekend? Tariffs and all the developments around that, it's going to be probably the main focus of the week. Of course, reactions from the countries affected, Canada, China, and Mexico. It's going to be an interesting week. NFPs, earnings, Trump policies. It's going to create possible a good and volatile environment for traders. Be responsible, measure your risks, have a plan, have a successful week, and don't forget about the social media channels. Take care, all the best. See you all next week.